Hello. How are you doing today, sir? Congratulations on the new job. I saw a couple of your interviews. I think you are very sincere. I like you. I have some ideas that are gonna change our city. The only thing that I ask is you don't Google me, because it's not true. Well, the first part isn't true. The second part, yeah, that's true. Kind of true. It's not really true. I mean, it's true. I don't have an argument for the second part. If the first part didn't happen, the second part would have never happened. I think that's safe to say. I just ask that we don't Google me, because it's just not true. Technology has evolved, as I'm sure you know. I unfortunately saw the body camera of the demon maniac psychopath girl who just shot at a cop walking on the sidewalk. And one of the things that troubled me is the aftermath. Her reaction. She didn't even really run until she got to the end of the corner. And she didn't even really run that fast. She didn't even have any regrets that much from a psychological point of view. Very disturbing to watch that video. I want to say thank God those officers are okay and she missed, but those would just be clever words to make myself feel better. I have solutions. How about in the future, what we do is we have the body cameras live. So this way, when an officer pushes their body camera button, it's not just being recorded and stored for legal purposes. There's actually someone at dispatch watching it live. Pretty good, huh? Yeah. See? I could tell this is working. I knew I liked you when you started talking. We're doing good so far. You want me to keep talking, don't you? Well, thank you. I want to keep talking. Actually, I don't want to keep talking, but I just want this to be done. I just want to do my part. And I'm doing it. We're going to get through this, I think. We're going to be okay as a city. We're going to be okay. Just sometimes you just got to do yoga and take a breath and inhale and exhale and just that video is so fucked up to watch. This whole time when I heard cops getting shot because they were chasing someone, I just couldn't visualize it. I couldn't understand how someone is running and then he has time to pull out a gun and shoot this way while he's running that way. I just couldn't comprehend it. Now, watching that unfortunate, excuse my French, fucked up video of that body camera, just so, the new popular word is brazen, just so brave, just so bonkers. I mean, I've done a lot of stuff when I was younger. But nothing nowhere remotely that. It's just disgusting. I'm sorry. Let's carry on. I'm sorry. So, when the officer pushes his or her body camera, It's being recorded and stored away right now for legal purposes. What I'm proposing and requesting and respectfully asking is when that officer pushes the button on the body camera, there is a dispatcher over there in that building, approximately 50 of them just for now to start the program, preferably on the south side. 50 women or guys. And they have a monitor and they actually see what that officer is going through. They actually see the subject. They actually hear what that officer is going through. They actually hear what that subject is saying. And there is a numerous amount of benefits to this, as I'm sure someone with your brain cells, you do have a lot, could understand. One of the benefits is, unfortunately, according to the body camera that I seen, public knowledge, by the way, it was public, one of them had a broken radio. One of them had a missing radio. One of them didn't have a functional radio. None of these officers will ever need a radio if we play our cards right this time. The officer wouldn't need to duck for cover and continue to find his or her radio and provide simple information to dispatch. The dispatcher wouldn't need to struggle to eliminate the background noise from people screaming, from the officer screaming because his adrenaline is rush. He just got shot at. That's beyond understandable. The dispatcher will be able to send an EM right away without the officer having to explain that he needs an EM. The officer doesn't have to remember his or her location and the exact location, because his dispatch will know his or her exact location through the body cam. You know just as much as I know, if not more, it is extremely difficult for an officer or anyone on the street who has to deal with something. And on top of that, we add to their brain and their workload by having to explain a portion of it. This way the officer could just be focused on taking cover. This wouldn't be a difficult thing to pull off. We just need approximately 50 dispatchers in a building, and we start the program on the south side of Chicago. Technology has evolved. New ways, better days. Now, that's just one proposal that I have. There's many more, but I'll just get to one more because I don't want to take too much of your time. Drones. Drones are our best friends. Till they start arming the drones, of course. But for now, drones are our best friends. Right now, according to that video, the officers were trying to find that crazy lunatic psychopath girl. I don't think they found her. I'm sure that could all change. Sure it will. Hope it will. If there was a drone, that drone would be able to follow her everywhere and practically almost anywhere she goes. So how this would work out, sir, every district has minimum 5 drones. When the officer has to push his or her body cam, not only is someone watching it live to hear what's going on, a drone flies up from the rooftop of the police department in that district, and it heads to that officer's location in less than a minute. If that, to be honest with you. Drones are faster than humans. Drones they're pretty good. So now, not only is the dispatcher focusing on this, the second dispatcher is focusing on the drone. When that girl pulls the trigger, like she unfortunately did and she ran, while those officers are taking cover and that girl's getting away, the drone is right on her ass. If I'm not mistaken, she shot at those officers, ran down the sidewalk according to video footage, made a left, then started moving a little bit faster, then she made another left inside of a fence. Those 2 officers on the street did not know that at the time because they just got shot at. A short time later on, they followed her in that direction. I don't believe at the time they were aware she went through the fence, unless someone screamed and told them that. The drone would be able to reach out to all the other officers in the district and say, this crazy nut job girl went through the fence. Get here. Drones and live body cams. I met David Brown, I think a few years back, 2020. He said that these ideas are good and I was from the future. But he said he couldn't put them through. This is a City Hall issue. This is a Mayor Lori Lightfoot issue. I remember saying to myself in my head, and I didn't tell him this because I didn't want to be rude to him, but I remember just saying to myself and thinking to myself, what are you here for? That didn't work out. After watching you speak, I don't believe you are like David Brown. I don't believe Mayor Johnson is like Lori Lightfoot. I strongly believe that Mayor Johnson gave you some power and some strings to pull. As a private citizen, I'm just creating some strings for all of us to live a good, decent life. The important part is that girl, she's off the streets. So she won't be able to do this again. Oh, shit. No cash bail. Fuck. I'm pretty confident that someone like her would get electronic monitoring. And the second she breaks that electronic monitoring agreement, then she's off the jail permanently. I don't really like the prison system. I believe there's a lot of people there who shouldn't be. It's definitely not correcting people, but for a crazy girl like that, prison, that's for her. She will do this again. If we had these drones in place and the live body cameras in place, she would have been arrested that same night. True story. And if you really play your cards right, There's a program that I heard of. Of course, I don't have this program. I'm not good with technology, but there's a program where you could put on the drones. They could see if someone has a gun or not. That drone would have been able to pull up if she had a gun. The drone probably would have got to her before those officers got to her. The drone would have got to her, and the drone could have alerted the officers, this girl has a gun. I'm pretty sure you know just as much as I know before someone goes to someone's home to pay them a visit, to question them. One of the first things that they pull up is, does this person have a concealed carry card? Well, the reason why they want to know that is because, well, you know, does this person have a criminal record? Well, okay. What kind of criminal record? That all matters. These officers would have been very different approaching if they knew she had a gun. So, all right, 16 minutes, not bad. We didn't do bad. I think we did good. If you have any questions or concerns, I am always available for you. I am here. Love to help out as any way as I possibly can. Good luck. Hope this finds you well. I'm sure it will. You could make history here. You could change the whole entire Chicago Police Department's thinking. You could save a lot of lives. Other major cities and states will see what you've done and they'll copy and paste. This is some beyond very heavy, cool technical shit. It's a game changer. 50 years from now, people will be looking at history. When did the police officers start having drones go to the area of the report before the cops actually got there? Well, that was a superintendent in Chicago. He put that in. Oh, smart man. I think so. Yeah, that was a superintendent. He fought for that. Smart man. I mean, picture that. Someone calls 911. A drone gets there before an officer gets there to scope the place out. See who's there. See how many people are there. See if that person has a weapon on them. That's something that I would have thought of. Too bad it was your idea. Good job so far.